Which organelle is responsible for synthesis of lipids within the cell? A. The nucleus. B. The Golgi apparatus. C. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum, SER. D. The mitochondria. The answer is C. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum, SER. The majority of lipid production within the cell occurs within the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. It is also the site of production of steroids and phospholipids. The Golgi apparatus is responsible for packaging of cell products for transport outside of the cell. The mitochondria produce ATP, and the nucleus houses the DNA. Which of the following organelles is responsible for cellular respiration? A. The centrioles. B. The mitochondria. C. The peroxisomes. D. The ribosomes. The answer is B. The mitochondria. Aerobic cellular respiration occurs exclusively in the mitochondria. These organelles are present in greater number in cells that require a large supply of ATP, such as striated muscle cells, liver cells, and sperm cells. The dash makes up the structural framework of the cell. A. Cytoplasm. B. Rough endoplasmic reticulum. C. Nucleolus. D. Cytoskeleton. The answer is D. Cytoskeleton. The framework of the cell is made up by the cytoskeleton. The cytoskeleton gives the cell both shape and structure, and allows the cell to attach to extracellular connective tissue in order to form tissue types. There are three major fibers that make up cytoskeleton: microfilaments, actin, intermediate filaments, and microtubules. What role does cholesterol play in the cell membrane? A. Detoxification. B. Energy production. C. Fluidity and stabilization of phospholipids. D. Production of steroids. The answer is C. Fluidity and stabilization of phospholipids. Cholesterol is a vital component of the cellular membrane. It maintains both the fluidity and structural integrity of the cell. While cholesterol is an integral component of steroid production, this occurs outside of the cell membrane. Cholesterol does not play a significant role in cellular energy production or cell membrane detoxification. All of the cells of the human body except sex cells and undifferentiated stem cells are termed dash cells. A. Somatic. B. Gamete. C. Eukaryotic. D. Chromatic. The answer is A. Somatic. All of the cells of the human body except sex cells are termed somatic cells. These are diploid cells, meaning that they contain two homologous copies of each chromosome. Sex cells, eggs and sperm, are haploid cells, containing just one set of chromosomes in each cell. All human cells are eukaryotic, because they contain a nucleus and organelles within a cellular membrane. Which of the following organelles is responsible for protein synthesis? A. Lysosomes. B. Ribosomes. C. The nucleus. D. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The answer is B. Ribosomes. While the nucleus houses the DNA and plays an integral role in the transcription of genetic code in order to produce specific proteins, actual protein synthesis is carried out by the ribosomes. These organelles consist of two subunits and are either independent in the cytoplasm of the cell or housed in the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Note that ribosomes can be in the cytoplasm or on the endoplasmic reticulum, hence making it rough. A hypertonic IV would cause some amount of dash of red blood cells as water moved out of the cell across the osmotic gradient. A. Lysing. B. Crenation. C. A hypertonic IV would not affect blood cells. D. Saturation. The answer is B. Crenation. A hypertonic solution, or one which contains solutes in higher concentration than blood cells, would cause water to leave the red blood cell across the osmotic gradient. This causes a reversible crumpling or shriveling of the cell, termed crenation. A cell in a hypotonic solution, wherein the cell itself contained a higher level of solutes than the fluid, would take on water, potentially causing the cell to lyse, burst. Ribosomal subunits are manufactured by what organelle? A. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum, SER. B. Nucleus. C. Nucleolus. D. Rough endoplasmic reticulum, RER. The answer is C. Nucleolus. Ribosomal subunits are manufactured by the nucleolus, which is contained within the nucleus. Its primary function is the production and assembly of ribosome subunits. The RER houses ribosomes for protein manufacture. The SER does not take part in ribosome production or functioning. Note that ribosomes are composed of RNA and protein. Proteins are translated on ribosomes in the cytoplasm. A human cell spends 90% of its lifetime in which phase of the cell cycle? A. Cytokinesis. B. Gap 1. C. Interphase. D. Mitotic phase. The answer is C. Interphase. 90% of the cell cycle is spent in interphase. This time is also termed the resting phase as it is absorbing nutrients and replicating cellular elements in preparation for cell division. This phase includes the stages Gap 1 and Gap 2. Mitosis and cytokinesis, the final stages in cell division, are both relatively short compared to interphase, accounting for approximately 10% of the cell cycle. The chemotherapeutic agent vinblastine interferes with the assembly of microtubules. This is effective in the treatment of certain cancers due to what cellular effect? A. Inhibition of mitochondrial function. B. Disruption of the formation of mitotic spindles. C. Inhibition of DNA synthesis. D. Destabilization of cellular membranes. The answer is B. Disruption of the formation of mitotic spindles. Vinblastine and similar chemotherapeutic agents function by disrupting the formation and stability of microtubules in the cell. Because cell division is dependent on microtubule function, loss of microtubule integrity targets rapidly reproducing cells such as cancer cells.